Welcome back to another episode of the Playoff Picture. As always, it's your host Cole Wraith, that boy Wraith Hoops, and beside me I got my boy Darion. Now,
before we go, we still got six. You still got six names. You gotta give me six more.
You know, I'm gonna pull up a list. I'm just gonna pull up a list. I'm gonna say, you know,
okay. You gotta cheat a little bit. That's all right.
I'm gonna cheat because I can't name all the NBA teams off the top of my head. Yeah. Let's see. We'll go top 20. Top 20.
I tell you, Tatum is definitely
NBA.
You could argue Tatum's top 10.
I would not argue he's top 10.
Top 10.
Top 10 is insanity. Top 10 is insanity.
I don't think it's insanity.
That's insanity. What is? Nah, I don't want this.
I'm gonna say, what's that? That's the hub.
Oh, we got a bunch of random people. All right, so I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna say this one for you. I don't think Devin Booker's better than Jayson Tatum. If there's one person I hate,
Tatum.
If there's some person that I hate more than Jayson Tatum, it's definitely Devin Booker.
Tatum is definitely better.
I hate Devin Booker with a passion. Right? If there's somebody that escapes getting cooked and grilled for poor performance and just not being an actual leader and being a alleged superstar, is definitely Devin Booker. So yeah, you're safe from that one. Right. So who do we say so far?
So we've said Jokic, LeBron, Donovan Mitchell, SGA,
and I was asking you about Jalen Brunson. So, and then I asked you about AD.
And Anthony Davis.
Okay, so that's our six. All right, Joel Embiid. Healthy Joel Embiid.
Bro, but he's his daddy every time in the playoffs. So it's like, no.
Al Horford is his daddy in the playoffs.
I mean, he gamed his ass in 6. In 5. I mean,
but Al Horford,
every time they've matched, Tatum's bust that ass though.
Al Horford is his kryptonite.
It is his kryptonite, but Tatum's the one that puts the nail in the coffin though. He did give them 50. He gave them 50. Like, okay, you could say, if you want to say Joel Embiid's a better regular season player than Tatum, that is fine.
I'm debating because I want to say like totality over the course of this season, but I also can't.
I got to take Tatum then.
You still think Tatum?
I would take Tatum because he wasn't available.
Fair play. All right, give me Giannis. I don't think that's debatable.
I'll take Giannis.
All right, yeah. All right. How do you feel about Kevin Durant?
Give me Tatum.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, because
I'm not going to argue on that one as hard.
And Tatum daddied Kevin Durant too. Remember that? You remember that? I remember that. Remember that.
Luka.
Oh, it's Luka clear. Luka's top 3.
Right. So that puts us at 8.
Yeah, when we got like a debatable 2 in there.
I think Jimmy Butler's better.
No.
I trust Jimmy Butler more than I trust Tatum.
I take Tatum.
Jimmy Butler has been more clutch than Tatum.
I take Tatum. Yeah, I'd still take Tatum.
He's not a better defender. And he's not more clutch.
You can debate that.
No.
You can debate that. You could debate that.
What makes you debate that?
You could definitely.
What makes you debate that? Jimmy Butler's calling card is defense. It is physicality.
And Tatum has been a great defender.
I'm not saying he hasn't.
I could debate.
But I think that Jimmy Butler, because that is his calling card, just similarly, Jayson Tatum's calling card is the way he plays his ISO basketball.
And then as a better shooter, I'm definitely taking.
I'll take Tatum as a shooting.
Better scorer, I'm taking Tatum.
Yeah. But when it matters most, I trust Jimmy Butler more than I trust Jayson Tatum.
I mean, okay, if you're going off of like one, because like
I'm saying it's been year after year after year, Jimmy Butler's always been that same person. That's why playoff Jimmy is a thing.
I can't say that because there was the year when they got swept by Milwaukee. Remember that year when Brian Forbes outscored him?
But what round was that?
That was the first round.
Wait, what year?
That was the year before they went to the ECF against Boston.
Where did Milwaukee go that year?
Milwaukee went to ECF that year. Milwaukee went to the ECF against Boston. That was the year Boston went to the finals.
So that was 21?
Yeah, 2021. Because that was the year Brian Forbes outscored Jimmy Butler. And they got swept by him. And then the next year, they played in the finals. Well, not the finals. They played the ECF. And then, Tatum.
Ooh, I have a spicy.
So
one.
it's like
we can say not Jimmy Butler, but I think recency.
Like if you're asking me who I would rather have on my team right now to this day, I would take Tatum over Jimmy Butler.
I can't
because of health.
I can't. Well, yeah,
scoring.
health. But if they're 100% healthy, I have to go Jimmy Butler because Jimmy Butler sets the tone defensively. I know that Jimmy Butler is going to be the leader that Jayson Tatum is not.
I have Tatum. I still Tatum.
And I respect it. I respect that.
He's definitely a better leader.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna say Kyrie Irving. You're allowed to feel whatever you feel,
bro. I love Kyrie. Why are you gonna do me like that?
Because when it matters most, Kyrie's getting me buckets.
Bro,
and he has not been a slouch on defense.
See, look, this is the problem though, right? Mm-hmm. Kyrie is a number 2. I fucking love Kyrie, but he's a number 2.
Okay, but has he been a number 2 in these playoffs? I don't think he has.
Yes, he has been a number 2.
I don't think so. Because Luka's gotten most of his numbers in the first half, and Kyrie has been there in the second half. Yes. When they went down 31, but Luka was not the one that was putting up buckets in the second half. But Kyrie made it a game. Otherwise, we would have talked about it completely differently.
Like I love Kyrie, but Kyrie can't be your best player on a championship team.
I don't think Jayson Tatum can be either.
You can argue this, but Kyrie has never led his team to the finals. But never. I mean, he's always been the Robin.
Yeah, but he's also never had the opportunity to be the Batman. He has
because he was with Boston.
And he had all. Gordon Hayward was the Batman to me.
No, Kyrie was better than Gordon Hayward. Kyrie was coming off hitting the shot. And averaging over 26 points games in the finals against the Warriors, compared to Gordon Hayward was averaging like 22 points in Utah.
No. That was the year where he had his peak. He had 25. He was like 25.2.
My bad, 25. That they didn't even make. They made the first round and got beat.
But I'm saying. When they first came over there, he was supposed to be the Batman.
Kyrie was the guy.
Kyrie was supposed to be the Robin.
Kyrie was supposed to be the Batman. Because Kyrie wanted his own team, and that's what they gave him. Kyrie was the number 1. Kyrie was supposed to be the leader. I love Kyrie. And
I didn't like that fit. Is that crazy?
That's fine. But Kyrie is a number 2. I'm sorry. It just is what it is.
So you're saying because Jayson Tatum is debatably a number 1, that automatically clears him from Kyrie?
Yes. And then another reason, he spanked my boy Kyrie too.
I don't care.
He locked that boy up too. Like, that's another one of them. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it's Tatum.
I respect it, but I'm definitely going.
You got to take away
I'm not about to say Ja Morant because I don't think Ja Morant's a top 10, top 15 player. I don't think Ja Morant might be 21, 20.
Okay, now maybe. You're all right, bro.
I'm not
gonna lie.
I'm dead serious.
You think Ja's not is like 21?
Yes.
Ja is better than Ja's like a top.
Be very careful.
I think you're sleeping on Ja.
I'm not.
Ja's better than a lot of guys.
He is. That's why he's top 20.
A lot of point guards.
Yeah, but that's why he's top 20.
Ja's better than freaking.
Be careful,
bro. Ja's better than
who?
Bro,
Tyus Jones.
Nah.
Trae Young.
Ja's better than Trae Young.
That's it. I'm not picking Ja Morant over DeJounte Murray.
Ja's better than Jalen. He's damn sure better than DeJounte Murray. DeJounte Murray could never.
Who is Ja strapping? Strapping?
See, look, that's the thing. Okay, defense is great, but
Ja Morant's not as good of a playmaker.
He's a way better playmaker. He clears him. He's a better finisher at the rim. He's a better shooter. He's a better leader. Like, Ja Morant is a better player than DeJounte Murray. He's better than him.
Did you just say Ja Morant is a better playmaker?
Yes.
Than the man who was only was only second to Trae Young in assists.
Yes.
The year that he got traded to Atlanta.
Yes, he's better than him.
At playmaking.
He's better than him. He's a better playmaker.
At playmaking.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
You lost me there.
Because look at this. You put DeJounte Murray on the Grizzlies. They're not as good as they are. They're not.
You're bugging.
DeJounte Murray.
Oh my God.
Ja Morant has sent the Warriors home. DeJounte Murray, bro. Why do you think the Spurs gave up on DeJounte Murray the way they did? If DeJounte Murray was so freaking good, they could have. Off the ball. He can't do nothing off the ball. That is one.
That's fair. I'll take that.
Nothing off the ball.
But when has Ja Morant been forced to move off the ball?
Oh, okay. Whenever there was lineups where they played Tyus Jones and him, he played off the ball. Ja Morant is just a better overall player than him. Granted, defensively, he's not a great defender, but that is okay. Jalen Brunson isn't a great defender. Not that it's okay, but offensively, the impact. He scored 29 straight points on the Lakers in the playoffs. With a broken hand, damn near. My bad. 19. My bad. 19. I'm not going to guess.
I have a question.
19.
I have a question, and I need you to be very, very, very real about this. Would you rather have John Morant over Kyrie?
Yes. I'm sorry. I love Kyrie to death. I love Kyrie. But John Morant has shown he
hold
can
on, hold on. So you think John Morant can be a number one on a championship team?
Yes.
You're smoking crack!
I definitely believe that. I wholeheartedly believe that.
No.
Bro, do you know
what has he done?
What has he not done? He's taken. He had the Grizzlies as a 1 seed.
And what happened?
Okay, they lost to the Lakers. And
the Lakers were what that year?
They were 8th seed. They were. Kyrie had one of the most.
He's had more than one good year.
No, I know. And he beat the Warriors. Mm-hmm. He beat the Warriors. He took them out. He beat the Timberwolves.
And then what happened?
Actually, he beat the Warriors. He knocked them out in the play-in. He beat the Timberwolves in the first round.
Yeah.
And then he lost to Golden State the year that they won, but he hurt his knee. He hurt his knee that year. And then the year that they were the 1 seed, they lost to the Lakers, who went to the Western Conference Finals though. And then they beat Golden State. So personally, as far as just being the number one guy, he has more success than Kyrie as the number one.
He has more years doing it though.
Kyrie's had 3 years. He had 3 years doing it.
But he wasn't healthy the entire time though.
No, he wasn't. And then the next year, okay, they were expected to be a championship team.
Yeah.
And again, goes into play with leadership. Kyrie, I love Kyrie. I think Kyrie is a great basketball player. But his leadership, Ja clears him as a leader. He clears him as a leader. Now Kyrie's a better leader. Give you that. And he's now a better leader. But I don't think, because even when Brooklyn, when Kevin Durant was injured and Kyrie was playing those first half, they still weren't. They were like a middle of the pack team still. And John Morant took a young team and they were the 1 seed. Let's not they're a very young and inexperienced team and they were still the 1 seed. Granted, they lost to the Lakers, but they were still a 1 seed. He led them to the 1 seed.
I'm inclined to buy the leader part ever so slightly, but there's an asterisk next to it because of his off the court antics. To me, because you handicapped your team with what you did, not once, but twice. And to me, that can't happen.
Yeah.
That combined with the fact that while he is a good playoff performer, I recognize that. And a lot of people could say that. I mean, yeah, but I don't really care. I count the playoffs mostly because that's like when I need you to be great. Can you be great?
And he has done that.
We've seen a lot of guys be really solid in the regular season. We've seen a lot of role players be really good in the regular season. Then they come to the playoffs and all of a sudden they can't hoop no more. So I respect his game very much. So I'm a John Morant hater.
Yeah, I don't see how, but I don't see why though.
Oh, his antics. One thing is, I have no issue with confidence. I have no issue with a certain level of cockiness up to a certain degree. But I draw the line when you handicap me and my guys. When I need you, I can't win without you. Yeah. We know this. This is an established fact. You're my guy. You can get away with not playing elite defense, and that's my job. I just need you to get me a bucket. I need you to put me in position to get a catch and shoot 3 off. And if I make it, that's on me. If I miss it, that's not your fault. That's my fault because I didn't hit that shot. I don't believe entirely the availability is the best ability thing. I think that's the most important thing, but it is very important nevertheless, right? Twice. Once is a mistake, right? It's a whoopsies. It's an accident. Twice is if there can't be a third time. Right. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't think there's gonna be a third time. But if there's a third time, it's a habit, and I have to treat it as such.
And here's the thing. I mean, he's still 22.
Yeah,
23 years young. So he's a young guy. So things happen. And then again.
Okay, so who's gonna be his Robin? Let me ask you that then.
You still got guys like Desmond Bain or Jaren Jackson Jr. They can be his Robin.
I don't think so. I don't think either of those two players are good enough.
They are, but they're still young.
Yeah,
they're young. And that's the thing. You're kind of they're not even 25.
Yeah, but
so it's kind of you're trying to say Jaren Jackson Jr. was a DPOY.
But why was he? He wasn't because he individually is a great defender.
He's a great defender.
No, he's not.
He's a great defender. No, he's a great help side defender.
Yes, help side. There it is.
He's a great help side. He's a great rim protector as well. Yes, he was averaging. He was at one point in the season averaging 5 points.
He was butt.
Bro, that's Team USA though. That's FIBA.
When I need
that's
you, when
FIBA,
I need you
though.
Against white people,
that's different. That's
out of pocket to say.
That's FIBA.
Yes,
that's Olympics. But that's not. That's still a different type of basketball though. That's being played. It
should cater to his ability to be athletic, because most of the centers he was facing couldn't shoot middies.
They could shoot threes. They could stretch the floor. In FIBA, they were stretching the floor. They were stretching the floor in FIBA. When they, oh my gosh, when they were out there getting, when Gabe Vincent and them were out there getting cooked.
No, I'm talking about the fives that he was facing.
They were playing.
The fives were working him. The fives were working him, and he couldn't grab a board. I didn't realize it was that bad.
He's not a good rebounder.
No, he's horrible.
He's not a good rebounder. I never said that.
He's terrible.
He's not a good
rebounder. It's scary how bad he is.
Yeah, he's a bad rebounder.
Like four,
but as a rim protector, he was averaging.
Hellside, he's terrific.
He was averaging nearly 4 or 5 blocks per game at one point throughout the season. At one point, they were questioning his numbers on the stat sheet of how many blocks he was getting, because he was like 5, 5, 5, 5, 6. So, yeah, no, he's a legit DPOY.
No.
He is legit DPOY.
No. Okay, yes. Question. Do you think that I can't do that? I can't, because the only reason he was DPOY was because he was allowed to roam. That was the only reason.
Okay.
Without Steven Adams, he can't be DPOY. In my eyes, if your ability to perform is based on somebody else doing their job,
that's not true though. I can't because.
The only reason he was allowed to be a DPOY was because he was allowed to roam. And the person that allowed him to was Steven Adams. When they weren't just hurt when Ja was out because they didn't have Tyus Jones and they traded him away. It's because Steven Adams was out too, so he couldn't be himself.
But you got to think about it, because Steven Adams is a 5.
Yes.
And Jaren Jackson is a legit. Well, he's actually more.
Don't you say he's a 3. Please don't say he's a 3.
I was not gonna say.
I was about to say he don't got a handle.
He has no handle. No. But the thing about that is Steven Adams can't go out here and guard 4s.
Facts.
He can't guard 4s.
Facts.
But Jaren Jackson could guard 4s.
Yeah.
And he can guard 5s. He could guard 5s. He definitely could guard
Slim
5s.
5s, yes.
He
Traditional 5s, no.
He could guard. Nobody can guard the Embiids and the Jokic's. Nobody can. But
Al Horford's old behind Ken. Al Horford's old behind Ken.
He could. But again, Jonas Valanciunas, yes, he was fine. Anybody outside that, he was doing fine against them. And okay, yes,
Jonas Valanciunas definitely made it hard.
And you see where he was at.
It don't matter.
You see where he was.
Jonas still.
You see where he was.
Okay, but the thing is, Jonas is a great matchup for Chet. But guess what? His Batman and Robin didn't get their job done. He did his job.
I'm not gonna lie. If Zion was there, personally, it would have been a very bad matchup for Jonas Valanciunas. It would have became a bad matchup just because of the clogging in space. Yes.
I'm not inclined to buy it.
That spacing would have been terrible.
Jonas's thing, his entire brand against the OKC Thunder was the fact that he had the physicality advantage over Chet. And Chet was not going to out-rebound him at any point.
And yes, he did get offensive rebounding. But outside of that, he was kind of not really good the whole rest of the series. Outside of rebounding, he wasn't really good offensively.
His job was glass cleaning. So when your Batman and Robin can't hit any of their shots, and you're basically the only source of offense, it's bad and it's terrible because
that's not his thing. Wasn't that good against Chet. No matter we're not gonna say that.
His percentages were bad. He was averaging like 16, 17.
17?
Yes. Because he had like 2 20-point games.
Yeah. Hold on.
You act like he was averaging 8 or 10 points.
He went.
He was literally like 2 or 3 games. He was their only source of offense. He outscored Brandon Ingram in 2 of them. Because Brandon was terrible.
First game, 13 and 20. Second game, 19 and 7. Third game, 7 and 4. And last game, 19 and 13. We shot 6 for 15 from the field. Yeah, and that's all. But that's all at the rim stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and like I said, Jonas Valanciunas is he's just not. I mean, outside of shooting 10 feet, and because Zion can't shoot outside of 10 feet, nor can he. So that's just 2 bodies right there, and it's just gonna help. That would have just left Chet even better. It would have put him in a more better position to roam. And there's nothing wrong with being a roamer. There is nothing wrong with being
no. I'm not saying that.
And if that's how you got DPO, because you can be a great roamer, but that doesn't mean you're initially a great shot blocker. I mean, because look at
of course not.
Look at DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah. But I wouldn't call DeAndre Ayton a roamer.
You wouldn't call him a roamer?
No, because he's not good at it.
He's not good at it.
Yeah.
But Jaren Jackson wasn't just good at it. He's elite at it.
Yes, but he's also elite. Only elite as a roamer.
And he wasn't that, and he's not horrible in pick and roll situations. He wasn't bad.
He wasn't horrible, but he wasn't above average.
That year he won DPOY. I think he definitely deserved it. Over who the other two were? I believe the other two was Mikal Bridges and it was Mikal and someone else.
It would have had to been Rudy by default.
I don't,
because Rudy's been top 4 like the entire.
But I don't think
he hasn't had an unhealthy season yet, has he?
No, it was Mikal. It was Mikal and someone else. But
if that was a comp, then
Mikal was 2 though.
I'll give him that. Then
Mikal was 2, so that's why
I'll give him that one. But I'm saying I don't see him doing it ever again.
Getting another DPOY?
No,
I feel like it's possible.
I don't. I feel
like he's still.
Rudy might be done.
I think Wemby's gonna get.
Rudy's gonna be great, right? Rudy's always gonna be second place now, though. Wemby's
gonna get one.
Is gonna Chet might nab one, but Wemby is going to be unfathomably incredible.
I can still see Jaren Jackson Jr. getting another one. I think he's actually a good defender. I think he's
not. I'm not saying he's a bad defender.
And I think he's still time. Like there's just time. Like he's 24 years old. Like I feel like you're kind of putting a ceiling. Like this is his ceiling. I think there's more to him, and I feel like people are sleeping on the fact that they just had this one really shitty bad season because Ja got suspended and then he got hurt. That we were forgetting the fact that the year before they were the 1 seed, and they were about the same age and they're maybe a year older than OKC is.
Yeah,
like Ja is still younger than.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Both fully healthy, are you taking the Grizzlies over the Thunder?
Oh my God. Right now,
I think it would be absurd to do so. Because I think there's too many holes in Memphis.
I don't think there's really that many holes. I think that ass whooping they took from the Lakers tightened them up though. Like I think
it was necessary.
Next year, just don't be surprised how good they're going to be next year. OKC is going to be really freaking good next year. I could see both of them being top 4 seeds. I could see both of them being top 4 seeds. Definitely could see both of them being top 4 seeds.
It's definitely going to be tight in the West either way.
Yeah. Because
that's crazy.
Yeah. But Ja's
really high of Ja.
Ja is really good though.
Like, I'm not saying he's not. I'm not trying to act like he's. I'm not saying he's
like he is special. Like I think the shit off the court, okay. But on the court, he sat the Warriors down. He sat Ant and them niggas down.
that was young Ant though.
That was Ant. Young.
That was number 1 Ant though.
Bro, Ant was like
question.
Ant was like 20 and Ja was like 22. Like they were both young.
So okay, but 2 years is a difference, especially early on. Like if it's like 28 and 30, that's
already been in the league. Ant had already been in the league for like 2 years though. So
but 2 to 4 is different.
2 to 4 is different.
It'd be different if we were talking about like 26 and 28.
But I mean, Ja made the playoffs Ja had them in the running when he was young too. So it was like Ja has been spectacular in the playoffs.
So question.
Yeah.
You would rather have Ja on your team, a healthy Ja right now on your team than Ant?
See, that's where it gets tough. That's where it gets really tough. They're both.
I'm talking about like playoff versions of both.
Bro, that is really tough because Ja's been special in the playoffs. Ant's been special in the playoffs. All right, now I'm gonna lean Ant just because of recency. Recency and
I was gonna say defensive versatility.
Defensively, yeah, he's a monster.
I think the versatility is what sets it apart for me. Because how tall? Do you remember how tall Ant is?
Ant's like 6'5".
How tall is Ja?
Ja's like 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah, Ant's 6'4". He plays like he's 6'6". This whole time I thought he was 6'6".
Yeah, he's like 6'4", 6'5".
It's crazy.
He's not like super tall.
No, he is rangy though.
He's rangy. He's linky.
That's what it is. That throws me off.
But I think the defensive versatility is like it clears.
That's a separator.
It clears Ja.
Yeah.
But Ja's playmaking clears Ants.
Yeah.
And then like scoring.
Now the only thing about Ja is they're both decently turnover prone. I didn't actually realize how turnover prone Ja was. Ja was like a little bit higher than I thought he was.
He turns the ball over too.
Yeah.
A lot as well. But offensively they're kind of like right there. But they both have one aspect of their game where they clear each other though.
Yeah.
And like it's like a noticeable clear.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And like I said, yeah, DeJounte Murray doesn't sniff Ja Morant's fucking laundry. He doesn't.
That's crazy.
He doesn't. Like,
that's crazy. I can't go.
Like, okay, yeah.
I respect it,
and I'm going to be honest,
go.
even in Atlanta, DeJounte Murray has not been that good of a defender. Like, that Spurs defense did not translate into Atlanta. It did not. It did not. And I don't know if it was the Trae Young fit next to him or what.
That's part of it. You know the other part? Who's their head coach?
It is Quinn Snyder.
And where was Quinn Snyder before?
He was the coach. But they
Utah.
But they had
exactly.
But they have more wings now though. But Utah
they had wings. They had wings in Utah. Remember, they had prime Joe Ingles.
They did.
Alongside Donovan Mitchell. Why is Donovan Mitchell playing defense now?
They were younger though.
Yeah,
he was younger.
But why is Donovan Mitchell? Let me rephrase that. Why is Donovan Mitchell actually giving effort on defense now?
Well, I mean, I would say Nate McMillan.
There you
Not
go.
that Nate McMillan, but
but yeah, coaching.
Damn, what's his
I call a little bit of on coaching scheme. I'm not saying all of it, but I'm saying a good portion of it. I think is coaching.
JB Bickerstaff is their coach for Cleveland. My bad. Yeah. But yeah, no, we're still. Ja. I can't believe you just killed Ja. Like Ja's really him.
I'm not saying he's not
like
tough,
but you put DeJounte Murray, like them niggas are in like two. Nah, like Ja superstar. DeJounte's no.
Wait, hold.
No,
you said
no.
Okay, so in about 2 years, 2 healthy Ja seasons.
Yeah,
I want you to admit that he's not a superstar. That's one.
Happen.
And number 2, I want you to admit that he's not going to be a championship number 1 on a championship roster.
There's a reason why Draymond said it has so much higher praise for Ja that he does,
and I'm sure he does.
He is the reason why he said, "Yo, like when we play him, like he just doesn't think it yet, but he's him." Like there's a reason why Draymond says that,
and I respect it.
They don't say that about DeJounte Murray because DeJounte couldn't be in the position is Ja. He could not. He's not him.
Okay, question. So how much is a drop off though?
It's a clear drop off.
If you put DeJounte Murray on the Grizzlies and just take Ja,
they don't make playoffs.
Huh?
They don't make playoffs.
No, you're bugging.
They don't make playoffs, bro.
No,
they don't make playoffs, bro. I'm gonna be real with you.
Piss me off. There's no way you believe that.
All right.
There's no way you believe that.
They're really they're a play-in team.
There's no way.
There may be a play-in team.
They're definitely 6.
No.
They're definitely 6.
No. If they were healthy this year,
maybe 7.
If they were healthy this year, do you think with DeJounte Murray over Ja Morant that they're
definitely 6?
They're not 6.
They're definitely 6.
They're over the Lakers.
Yes.
You don't even believe that out your mouth right now. You think who was the 6th seed? It was the Suns? No. Ain't no motherfucking way you picking D-Book. I'm taking the
over
Suns.
DeJounte Murray.
Yes.
DeJounte Murray be whooping that ass.
Bro, where the fuck has DeJounte Murray been in the playoffs? Where has he gone?
Bro, oh my goodness. Just because he's been on Cheeks teams doesn't mean it's his fault individually.
No, it's not. You're right. He got moved to an Atlanta Hawks team, right? Yeah. That made the ECF, right? That made the playoffs before without him, right? He gets there. Guess where they go?
Well, what did they do? What did they do? What did they do that first year? Who did they send away?
In the playoffs?
No, who did they send away in the offseason?
In the offseason?
Yeah.
They traded.
Because the Jazz have him right now. And it's not worth it. John Collins. Thank you. The man that was supposed to take a leap and average 20 and 10. He didn't, by the way.
But they made the playoffs with John Collins, though.
Yeah.
And they made the ECF with John Collins.
Yep. And then they sent him away.
Yeah, and they sent him away.
Because they knew his hand was gone.
Right. And they got DeJounte Murray.
Yep.
Who they made the playoffs with, got beat. He played bad. He didn't play bad or anything. But he's not a superstar. He's not a superstar. Like, he is not a superstar. He's not a top 5 point guard. There is 5 point guards better than him. There's probably 7 point guards better than him.
7 might be a little pushing it.
Luka, Steph,
yeah,
Jalen Brunson,
yeah,
Tyrese Halliburton, LaMelo Ball.
No, fuck no.
Yes,
I'm losing. No. You lost that. He's a loser.
I don't give a fuck.
He's a loser.
He's a loser.
If you like losing, you can't be better than somebody.
Yes, you're a loser. He can be a loser, but I tell you that every GM would rather have LaMelo than they would have DeJounte Murray.
No,
that's
why?
A fact.
Why?
That's a fact.
Why?
Because of his potential.
DeJounte likes winning. DeJounte likes. I don't care how much potential he has. He plays 20 games.
He likes winning a lot.
The nigga played 12 games this year.
He played
like 22 games.
I can keep going though. Even if you
take him off and keep going.
Even though he clears him. He clears him. He's better than him.
No.
He is better.
He doesn't
than
play
him.
defense at all.
Bro, just because
He's
you don't,
6
there's a lot of guys
7.
that don't play defense and are still better than other guys. I'll just be real with you.
No,
Because when your offense is just so overrate your mid-net.
Listen. Trying on defense and being bad at it and not giving up on defense are two different things. And he doesn't give up on defense at 6'7", right? Yeah. It's not hard to defend a small guard at 6'7" if you're rangy like LaMelo is. He has glass ankles and he doesn't like playing defense.
Okay.
I cannot pick him over. I wouldn't pick him over D-Book. That's crazy. And I hate D-Book. I hate D-Book.
Okay, that's fine. Like, I'm not tripping if you put D-Book over LaMelo. But LaMelo is better than DeJounte Murray.
No.
He's a better scorer. He's a better shooter. He's damn sure a better playmaker. He clears. What makes you think DeJounte Murray, do you know the fact that nobody wants to trade for him for a reason? The Hornets would... No.
Utah Jazz would love to have DeJounte Murray.
Yeah, because y'all don't have a point guard.
Yeah,
y'all don't have one, so
I would love to pair him with Colin Sexton.
Okay, all right. Back to what the list was going.
Take that motherfucker.
He's not better. He ain't better than SGA.
I'll give you that. Yeah,
he's not better than SGA.
That's better.
He damn sure ain't better than De'Aaron Fox. Do not say he is, please.
Oh no,
do not, please.
I got a De'Aaron Fox jersey right here. You thought I was about to say something crazy like that? No, that's my baby.
He ain't better than him, bro.
That's my baby.
He's not better than him. All right, bro. And you want me to get to bottom niggas?
That's 6.
You want me to get to bottom name teams? Because I will.
Those are something crazy.
Because
I'm not picking him over Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese Maxey's not there yet. Give me one more year and I might go Tyrese Maxey.
Tyrese Maxey's better than DeJounte Murray.
He's not a better playmaker.
I take Tyrese Maxey.
He's not a better playmaker.
He's just overall better. His scoring.
He's a better scorer. That's
his scoring.
He's a better scorer. That's it.
Overplays all of what DeJounte brings.
No.
It just is what it is. No. He's hold up. Where my guy? Who? I definitely take Cade over him. Don't do that.
Okay, you're spoken crack.
Do that.
You're spoken crack. Over him. You're taking the losing king, the lion, the man that aged 10 years in one season.
The man that Pistons,
and that excuses his numbers.
If DeJounte Murray was in the draft class with Cade, DeJounte Murray would go second round. He wouldn't go second round, but he wouldn't go first round. He'd go late in the back.
Do you hate DeJounte Murray?
No, but I just know he's not better than any of these guys.
Cade Cunningham is a crazy pull.
He's not better than them though.
Cade is.
Cade is a legit. He's a number one. He's a franchise player.
If you told me,
DeJounte Murray's not your franchise player.
You can tell me Cade Cunningham is going to be better than Ja, and I will buy it.
Okay, that's fine.
But I don't think he's there yet.
He's not.
To put him over DeJounte Murray.
But he's better than DeJounte Murray.
No, I don't think he's ready there.
Bro, DeJounte Murray go to the Pistons, he'd lose just as much.
His numbers would be better.
No, it wouldn't. Because he doesn't shoot better than Cade. He definitely don't shoot
Yes, he
better.
does.
No, he doesn't.
You guys are like Cade out here shooting 40% from 3.
Cade shooting better than fucking DeJounte Murray,
No, he doesn't. DeJounte shoots 37% from 3.
Oh, my God. DeJounte
like 36-37%.
On what, like 4 attempts?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Cade, and Cade probably shoots what, 32, 33, with no spacing at all? And he's not even... Oh, I take Cade over him. Who else are we going?
That's out of pocket.
I can keep going.
That is out of pocket.
Oh, it's not bad. I would take Cade over him. If we did a Would You Rather and we did a poll, it would be probably 70% would take Cade over DeJounte Murray.
That's crazy.
It is. It just is what it is. Who else we got?
I'm not buying that.
Who else we got? You
gonna make me buy a DeJounte Murray jersey.
He ain't that guy. He's just not that guy.
I recognize that he might not be the person that you build around the franchise.
Spurs would, if he was really that guy, the Spurs would have kept him.
No. With what pieces?
Well, they got Wemby after that.
Jakob Poeltl?
Yeah, you're right. You had to trade him.
Exactly.
You had to trade him, get Wemby.
Exactly.
Shit, so they fleeced. Hey. Who else? Oh, am I? He's not better than Dame. Take Dame.
I'm gonna stop you right there.
Come on, bro.
I'm saying,
come on, bro.
Listen. This year, Dame.
This year's Dame still better than him.
Get the fuck out of here.
Still better than him.
There's no way you're serious.
Still better than him.
You're not serious. You're not serious.
I would take Dame playing the way he plays over DeJounte Murray. Yes. DeJounte is not him, bro. Like, why do you, like, come on. DeJounte is not freaking, his market is not even going to be that crazy. Like, come on, let's not.
It is.
DeJounte
there was 5 teams
DeJounte has not been a good defender since he left San Antonio.
No, he is
that is one.
So you're saying he's a negative defender?
He hasn't been as good he has been since he left San Antonio. I'm not saying he's a negative.
If you lock up your man, but everybody else on your team letting niggas get buckets,
bro, he's not locking up anyone like he's been. He has not been the defender he's been in San Antonio. And that was one of the big reasons why they traded for him. He's not been that guy defensively. And it's not all on him.
I'm saying, how can he shore things up when his running mate is Trae Young?
Trae Young is a horrible defender.
Can't overcompensate
I get that. I get Trae Young is a horrible defender. But he still had DeAndre Hunter, who is supposed to be a good defender.
Supposed to, yeah.
You have Sadiq Bey, who has good size.
He was injured, though.
And he was healthy down the year of the stretch. You still have Clint Capella. You still have Onyeka Okongwu. You still have good size. You have good defenders on your team. You have Jalen Johnson, who broke out as a good defender this year. Come on now. I don't want to hear that crap. He has not been a good defender.
He is not the problem. You're treating him like he's doing
I'm not saying he's the problem, but I'm saying he has not been the defender he has been in San Antonio. Let's not sit here and say he anchored a defense in San Antonio. He was a top. He was a top. He had a good. He made all defensive teams. He's made some all defensive teams.
Yeah.
Yes. But he has not been all defensive when he got to Atlanta.
No matter how good he plays, he will not get that opportunity in Atlanta because it's Atlanta.
Oh my God. And
do you disagree?
As far as being the on-ball creator? Or are you talking about just defensively?
We can say defensively.
Bro, all right. So if you just ask
it'd be the same thing. Jalen Suggs. If Jalen Suggs gets snubbed this year on any defensive team,
But I could see that though.
It should not happen. Anybody that has watched NBA basketball in its entirety this year and studied the game, Jalen Suggs deserves to be on that list.
As a guard, there's 2 guard spots. I thought
they were doing away with it.
I
thought they did away with it. They're just doing 5s.
If they're doing 5s, he might not make it then. He still might not make it. Because, you could argue him making like a second team.
Okay, then I'll rephrase it. If he gets if they drop the votes for it and abysmally he gets none, he gets an abnormal insanely low number.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna take an issue with the people voting.
But here's the thing though, the thing with that though, it's just there has been a lot of good wing defenders.
And there has.
Because there's a lot of guys you can probably name that could overly deserve, like OG Anunoby. Nickeil Alexander-Walker has been amazing this year defensively. Yeah. Herb Jones, Trey Murphy. There's been a lot of guys.
Yeah. I just think...
Not DeJounte Murray, though. Not DeJounte. Not over Jalen. Okay, I'm going to be real with you. When he got to Atlanta, DeJounte started getting blown by a lot more. He did start getting blown by a lot more. And I get it. You want to sit here and say, yeah, Trae Young isn't a good He's not. He's
that wasn't what I was about to say. I was about to say that's part of the scheme.
Part of the scheme, yeah. But if DeJounte Murray, as your main point of attack defender with Atlanta, he's just not been that good.
And that's why I don't want him in Atlanta anymore. I want them to trade him.
And if you want to trade him somewhere else, do you really want him to have the ball more and still be the point of attack defender? Because then that's just really going to just be killing him at that point. And I don't think
the thing is I don't need him to drop 25 and have 30. I don't need him in a Luka type role.
He will never be that.
Right?
I don't need him that good. He's not that guy. He's not that guy. He's had some great games. Bro,
let me rephrase it then. I'm gonna pull you on you. Mm-hmm. Have we seen him get that opportunity?
Yes.
Where?
He was in San Antonio. He was the number one guy.
With what?
He was the number one guy.
With what?
You're right. No,
with what pieces?
Oh, I mean, no, I'm not saying
he didn't have a lob threat.
I'm not saying he had pieces. He
didn't have a lob threat.
He had Jakob Poeltl. He had Devin Vassell. I'm not saying any of these. I'm not saying any of these guys are good. I'm not saying they're great. They did make the plan, but I also want to say coaching too. Like he had Greg freaking Popovich as well.
Yes, but you also have to have pieces in order to have a Luka type season. If you don't have a lob threat, how many assists can you really get?
Time out.
If your shooters can't shoot,
time out.
Which they were historically
known to not. Let's not say Luka type season because Luka has Luka type seasons because Luka's Luka. DeJounte Murray, if you gave DeJounte Murray the usage Luka have, he would never put the numbers up Luka has with the efficiency or the no, he wouldn't. You
can argue from a scoring standpoint,
he wouldn't.
But from a playmaking and rebounding standpoint, if you say this is your responsibility and I need you to do it,
he wouldn't.
I don't see a world where he can't.
His best year was in San Antonio. That year he made the All-Star team. That was his best. That was his best year. That was the best.
And you think that's going to be the peak of his career?
That is the peak. He's like 28. Like that is his peak, bro. Like that is his peak. What do you like? I would give it to if DeJounte was like 22, 23 doing that.
Oh no,
I would have a little more confidence. But he's like 20.
If he was 30, I would agree with you. Right, but I'm not ready to do that. I didn't like him going to Atlanta. I didn't think the 2-guard system with him and Trae Young was going to work because of how piss poor Trae Young is as a defender.
Yes,
I don't think that's just not conducive to success because Trae Young is going to have to be the one that focuses too much on scoring on offense, and DeJounte Murray is going to be the one that has more of a focus on defense. But they're both expected to pass the ball. But how can they both pass the ball? There's only one rock and two of them. Right? In theory, it sounds great, but when Quinn Snyder's your coach, that's not the most ideal situation from a parent. Just like when they had Frank Vogel with the Phoenix Suns, that makes no sense. A defensive-minded head coach with offensively-minded players and no depth, that doesn't work. It never does. Steve Clifford with the Hornets. Steve Clifford is not a bad coach. The issue is your players don't play defense and they don't care about winning. Right. So you're going to have to blow the whole thing up and bring new pieces in. That's why you saw Peter Washington go away. Peter Washington was not the problem. Your leader, LaMelo Ball, is fine with losing. So if the person that gives you the ball every offensive possession doesn't care how the game goes, you're cooked. And that's why, to me, off the strength of LaMelo Ball not caring about winning, you cannot put him above DeJounte Murray. I can't put him above Tyus Jones.
LaMelo's better than DeJounte Murray.
I don't care if he's more talented. He is more talented, but he cannot be better because he's okay with losing.
He's better.
That's my problem.
He's better. See, that's the thing. Okay, just because you're okay with losing mentally, that's a mental thing. I get that. But the skill of basketball, he is better than him.
No, he's more talented.
He's better.
He's capable of making harder passes. He's capable of hitting a higher percentage of threes.
Because, LaMelo's in a shitty just organization. I feel like you put him in a better organization.
No.
What team?
It would have to be a specific team. There's only like 5 teams that could, because they have to change him. And we saw LaMelo, his entire upbringing, he was never forced to change. He was never forced to have the discipline that Alonzo had. He was never forced to have to face the adversity that LiAngelo faced.
But he was a winner at one point.
Yeah, he was.
He was a winner.
He was
around, but he was around people that made him win.
No, he was around people that were winning, and therefore he won by default.
And he was hooping.
Yes, but he was not the reason that they won. That's the thing.
Don't say that. He was part of that big 3. He was definitely part of that big 3.
But he was not the reason that they won.
He was one of the reasons.
Yes.
He was one of the reasons.
But we're not going to act like they didn't have Onyeka Okongwu, right?
They did.
They had LiAngelo. They had Lonzo.
Yep.
And then they also had, what's his name? Oh my goodness!
They had my boy. I know
Aki. You know what I'm saying? Dark skin. Yes. He plays at I think he just used his last year eligibility last year actually.
I can't remember his name, but I definitely know what you're talking about though. He was a great piece too. He was like
bro. Yes, he was the reason why he was the engine for that team. And then obviously you had Lonzo being the playmaker that he was. And that's not to say that LaMelo wasn't good because LaMelo was definitely solid. Right now, did I love the cherry picking on the 92 games? I think I saw a video and it was like 34 points of those were off just breakaway layups. I didn't love that, but nevertheless, LaMelo's a good player. I'm not gonna say that. But to me personally, and the way I feel about basketball, if you're content with losing, or you accept losing and you can have fun on the bench as a loser on a consistent basis, I can't do anything with you. I would rather have somebody who's mediocre at best, but will have a really solid game every now and then. Think Karis LeVert.
That nigga's cheeks, bro. Why would you bring him? Oh, he's not cheeks. He's not cheeks. He's okay.
He's like Maharaga. He spins the wheel one time and then, the adaptation, it might be really good that game, or it might be really, really mid. Yeah. He might give you 13 or he might give you 26. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But I'd rather have that because at the very least, his goal is always to be good. He's never going to intentionally be booty. We're not going to be losing. And his demeanor is smiling, kikiing on the bench. I can't stand that. That burns a hole in my chest because to me, that tells me when it comes down to it, right? And he is a young player, right? He's only like 22 because he's like 2 years younger than me, right? He's like 22.
LaMelo's very young.
He's like 22. Mm-hmm. So I'm not going to sit here and act like, oh, he can't change. Right. But I don't see a world where LaMelo flips that switch. He would have to literally go to a team like a Miami, a San Antonio. I don't think Boston could force that change out of him.
I don't know.
And maybe that's crazy.
I definitely.
But I don't think that the way their coaching staff is organized.
I definitely
could do that
because like I said, he's been around winning before. Like you just got to put him in. He just has to be in a winning situation.
And my thing is also though, he's never been forced to be the engine of the winning. That's my biggest gripe with it.
That's not true either. That's
with what?
Not true
with what team?
Because when he
joined the Lithuanian team, they weren't
when the Hornets were actually decent, like Gordon Hayward was good, when he was coming off the bench, he was arguably you could argue he was their best player. You could have argued it. When he was coming off the bench with Steve Clifford was coaching, you could have argued he was their best player. And he should have started, but he just wasn't a starter because he wanted to put Devontae Graham and Terry Rozier in the backcourt. But he was better than Devontae Graham. Devontae Graham shot a lot of threes, but he was better than him. He was definitely better as a playmaker. He was definitely better as a scorer.
Yeah.
So, LaMelo, okay, yes, the attitude and everything, yeah, that's a big issue. But we're just taking basketball, and you're a GM of a team. There is no way in the hell as a GM you're going to take a guy like DeJounte Murray, who, yeah, okay, he has and his mentality isn't the greatest either. Let's not act like that's the there was reports of him in San Antonio of him not being a good teammate.
Yeah, but he hated losing. Just Jimmy Butler had a similar issue. Everybody was acting like Jimmy Butler was just this terrible teammate and he was just an a-hole to everybody. And that wasn't the case. He just hated losing. In a similar situation, you could argue that when Philly was forced to pick between Jimmy Butler, whose offensive skill set, let's face it, isn't the most well-rounded, right? And Tobias Harris, who previously was a pretty darn good offensive player and was pretty solid on defense too.
Elton Brand was just being a dumbass.
But like personality for personality, I saw back then what they saw. I didn't agree with it because I like Jimmy Butler's energy. I would rather have a dickhead who hates you because you're okay with losing or because you missed a shot than somebody that's always like, it's all right, buddy, we got him next time. Yeah. I can't.
And I can understand it, but at the same time, like if you're trying to get the most out of your player, like that is the job as the GM to put the winning formula around him. Like the organization he went to sucks. It's a shitty organization. I'm pretty sure he get drafted into like a better organization. He would have a better attitude.
Saying there's only a handful of teams though that it could be.
No, I think there's a bunch of teams that could do it. There's a bunch of teams.
Give me 10.
If he would have went to Golden State, he would have had a better mindset.
No, Jordan Poole.
He's not Jordan Poole. He clears Jordan Poole. What are we talking about?
They have similar personalities.
No.
They have fun on the court. They don't care about winning.
But the difference is Jordan Poole had a big ass head and was yabbering at his teammates. LaMelo thinks he's great, but he doesn't yabber at his fucking teammates. He doesn't do that type of shit.
One of his most famous lines is even back when he was in high school talking about how his own teammates that were better than him at the time couldn't guard him allegedly.
Because they couldn't guard him.
Well, guess what? I think
Where is his teammates at?
Onyeke's with the Hawks.
Yes. And he's
Lonzo is injured, but hurt. still hurt. We're not Lonzo. Okay, let me ask you something real quick. Just off the wall real quick.
Yeah.
Healthy Lonzo. What
tier is he in?
Yeah.
He's definitely not a top 10 point guard. He's a great role player. He's like Drew Holiday.
Fair.
Yeah, he's like Drew Holiday.
Just wondering.
He's like Drew Holiday.
Just wondering. That's the most reasonable thing you said in the past 20 minutes.
Nah, that's actually I've been saying really good facts because I don't even think why do you think DeJounte's that guy? Like DeJounte's not that guy. Like I'm not saying he's bad, but there's a lot of guards in the there's so many guards I would take over him. There's a lot of point guards and like if I'm building a franchise and you're asking me for a point guard, DeJounte Murray's he's not one of the 5 guys. He's not one of the 6. He's not one of the 7 guys I would name. There's so many guys that have better intangibles. And that's another thing. My point guard doesn't have to be this great defender.
I want a good defending point guard though.
I don't need that for my point guard.
I can't have this is my issue with it. If I pick a point guard that I know is immediately subpar, like a Jalen Brunson, by default he's going to be, or like back in the day with Kemba Walker, I knew he was going to be. Now with the rest of my 2 guard has to be a great defender.
Then that's fine.
They can't be okay on defense. They have to be great.
I can have better.
And I have to overcompensate with everybody else defensively to make up for his lack of being. Whereas I could lower his offensive output just a bit as long as he's a great playmaker, right? Because then it's going to be easier to find great offensive players than there is to find great defensive players.
And I agree with that, but at the same time, like, why would I want my 6'2", 6'4" point guard to be my team's best perimeter defender when I can go out and get a bigger wing who can be my best defender and it can take up for that and have my guard play more of the offensive role.
But on defense, you're going to have to continually scheme your point guard out of bad matchups.
That's fine, though, because I have my wings for that. I have my bigger wings for that.
But it always doesn't work.
Because most of the time, your best player, like, why would I want my point guard is never going to be my point of attack defender. That is just not, it just doesn't make sense. Because most of the best players are 6'6", 6'7". So if my best defender is my point guard, and he's 6'4", and I have this 6'6" guy, 6'7", that's just out of liability for my point guard. He's not guarding him, no matter how good defensively he is, because he's just going to shoot over him, or he's just going to outmuscle him. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Whereas I can have a guy like Ja Morant or Curry. Curry's not the best. Curry tries.
True, but what did they end up doing? They schemed him into good winning situations, because in the beginning of his career, even like glass ankles aside, he was a terrible defender and he kept getting hunted.
But they were hunting, and he still got hunted in the playoffs.
Yes, but they schemed him better now.
Klay Thompson, 6'7", wing, was a great defender. Not good, great defender. My wing, Draymond Green, great defender. Andre Iguodala, another wing, great defender. Guys like Sean Livingston, point guard, 6'7", good defender. Like, my point guard doesn't have to be a great defender. He can be okay. He don't got to be good, because if I surround him with wings that can defend, and he doesn't even have to be like my best offensive player. He can just be my number 2 guy. He can be my number 2 offensive guy, and my other wing can be the third best guy, or it could be the best guy. But as long as he's still a good two-way guy, I can be fine with that. Compared to if my guard's the best defender and my wings are not my best defender, I'm gonna get cooked, because on majority of other teams, your wings are your best defenders. And so then if your guard is your best offensive player, and then my guard is my best defensive player, and he's my number 1 offensive player, then he gets tired out even quicker, because then he has to run around, chase him, and then has to try to produce numbers. So that's just kind of like, no, I would rather build around a engine offensively who's just an okay good defender. He doesn't have to be great, because he doesn't have to be great to win.
My point guard has to be at least okay. He can't be a negative.
Okay,
if every game he's a negative, it's going to take too much from the rest of my guys to sit there, because then I as a coach have to scheme you into winning situations. The issue that we saw with Dallas that was different from the Warriors, in the beginning of Curry's career, he was getting hunted on defense and they couldn't stop it from happening. Later on, they found a way to stop it from happening. With Dallas, they can't
wings, with big wings.
Well, no, they had the same personnel in the beginning.
Nah, they were running.
They had Iguodala. They had younger
Monte
Iguodala.
Ellis.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when they first got
when they had Mark Jackson and all them. I really feel like, but at that time though, I feel like they were just kind of just building. I feel like their offense is what really kind of took them over the edge. Not really their defense, because they were still, I think they were a pretty decent defensive team, but Steve Kerr just kind of propelled their offense. Yeah. And then Klay broke out. I mean, Klay became what Klay is, and Draymond is Draymond. And I feel like, but even over, he still had elite defenders around him though.
Yeah. But that didn't change the fact that he was getting.
Oh no,
and that's why I say, from a coaching standpoint, if your main hub on offense is a poor defender, you know for a fact he's going to get hunted. So then you just have to come up with a scheme that protects him from that as much as you can. And for me personally, I would just rather have I can deal with an average defending point guard. I can't do a negative, because then that overplays things and I have to over scheme. With Luka, that's why I have my guys with Luka. I'm gonna say this, I don't love watching Luka play basketball. I respect Luka playing basketball. I don't love it. I don't hate it though, right? Like James Harden, I hated watching James Harden play basketball.
Oh man, I hated watching James Harden play basketball.
I don't hate watching Luka play, but I don't love it either. And then on defense, he leaves me with much to be desired, because he's also 6'6" and a bad defender. Yeah. And when you have to scheme out a sizable person, it's like, okay, so in theory, we should be able to move you in all these different things. And then you can't do it, and you're still giving up buckets. It's like, brother, what do I do here? Right. And to his credit, in the playoffs, they have gotten a little bit better. And I don't know if that's a Luka thing, or if that's a Luka's finally listening to the coaching staff, or what's his name? Jason Kidd is actually like, I don't know, doing his job, or maybe he feels more listened to now when he came up with something. But whatever it is, it's working. So credit to them.
And I just feel like a lot of times it just also depends on, like, again, the team around you. Like, if my point guard is, like, in Luka's case, on these Dallas teams, yeah, he was a bad defender, but his load offensively has been something that, like, a lot of people don't get. Like, you're his load off. He is, like, when you're your only shot creator, I personally can't expect you to be this good defender as well as an elite offensive player, because then I know you're going to give one end of the spectrum. It's like it's the same thing with Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges was elite defender in Phoenix.
Quick question: do you think he can be a first option?
No,
I don't think he can be. So them building around him this offseason is
they flunked out.
It's stupid to me, because they said we're gonna build around him this offseason. I was like, I really wanted Mikal Bridges to be on the Jazz.
Yeah,
I felt like if I could move Colin Sexton to the 1 and have Mikal Bridges as the 2. Ooh, delicious. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen, because they're going to foolishly enough try and build around him. That's not going to work.
He's just not a number 1, and just like, and then
his skill set isn't even built to be a number 1. That's the problem.
And then as soon as he got to Brooklyn, not Cone, but his offensive load took over his defensive load, like, and he's not like a Kawhi, and he's not like Paul George. Like, I think
the specialty of, like, the difference in Kawhi and Paul George versus, like, other good defenders is the fact that no matter what team you put them on, no matter how terrible the rest of their defensive personnel is, they're always individually going to look great.
They're just elite.
That's different.
Like, they're tailoring off now, but
still,
like, Prime, Prime is just like, but Kawhi's like a top 5 guy, and not everyone is a top 5 two-way guy. Like, because to be honest with you, most of the guys that are okay, like LeBron, but that's LeBron. You got Kawhi, KD at one point. But like, then you got guys like Curry. Curry wasn't. Curry's not. He wasn't the greatest offensive player, but he still got it done. I'm trying to think who else. Jokic, he's not elite defender. He's honestly he's a low key.
He's a negative.
He's low key.
He's bad. He got bad at one point.
A negative.
I didn't realize how bad of a cone he was at certain points.
Yeah,
like I knew he didn't provide any rim protection because he has no vert. He can't jump more than 2 inches off the ground. But like seeing the lack of lateral speed that he has is actually kind of scary. At times.
So like Jokic, I mean, like it's hard. It's definitely hard. And dang, man, you got enough for 2 episodes.
I know, right?
You got 2 episodes right there, man.
Wholesome stuff, man.
You got the playoff picture, and then you got the banter afterwards.
DeJounte Murray hate is crazy.
Nah, it's not. It's justifiable, man. I promise you. Like, there's so many. I really believe there's so many point guards I take over him. And if you want to say Kyrie, you want to say I take, bro. You ain't gonna like this one. You dang sure ain't gonna like this one. I take Harden over him too. I take Harden over.
Okay, now you're bugging. Now you're bugging.
I take Harden over.
Harden is a net negative on defense. There's no way you're serious right now.
Hey, look, Harden might be a negative on defense, but the playmaking that Harden has clears his. The scoring.
Harden, who can't play beyond 4 games in any season,
clears him. He clears him, bro.
Oh my goodness, yo.
I would say this though. If you know what, I'm not gonna say clear. They're in like the same tier. Like right now, currently they're in the same tier. Clear. I'm not gonna say clear. My bad. I'm not gonna say clear. That was the hate. That was some hate. But they're in the same tier. They're in the same bubble right now.
I'll entertain it, I guess.
And how could you not say they're not in the same bubble? They're about in the same bubble. Same bubble. Sorry. Trae Young is actually Trae Young's better than DeJounte. Oh, dang, I didn't even say Trae Young. Trae Young's better than DeJounte. I take Trae Young over DeJounte.
Hold up. So if you're the Hawks, you're trading DeJounte,
yes,
not
I'm
Trae?
trading him. Bye, deuces. Bye-bye. The problem is, though, the only reason why, if I'm the Hawks, I would trade Trae Young and keep DeJounte, and it's not because I think DeJounte is better, but it's because I know I would get more value out of Trae Young than I would DeJounte. Because you gave up 3 first rounds for DeJounte. You will not get 3 more. You will not get 3 for him now. You just wouldn't. But you would get 3 to 4. You could get 3, 4, maybe even 5 for Trae Young.
No, 5 is crazy. He's terrible at defense.
Oh, I know.
Like he's not a negative. No,
I
he's
know. I know he's terrible at defense. But if you put DeJounte, Trae
and
Young,
offensively, the past 2 seasons he hasn't been
efficient. No, but he has averaged 28 and like 10. And there's not a lot of guys that's averaged 28 and 10. As much as like I looked at it like, bro, Trae Young doesn't deserve to be in like no. When you look at 28 and 10. That's actually kind of crazy numbers.
So in the point guard realm, where do you put him?
DeJounte?
No, Trae.
Trae?
Like top what? Because to me, he's probably 11th.
He's
maybe
definitely
10th.
better. He's definitely better than DeJounte. If Trae is 11, DeJounte's like 15, 20. Like that's crazy because
DeJounte's probably 15th. Yeah, I might pick LeBron. The only person that might be interesting that I pick over DeJounte is probably Lonzo. Healthy Lonzo, I think clears DeJounte personally for me, because Lonzo's defense.
Tyrese Maxey, like I told you, Tyrese is better than him. Tyrese is better.
I need another year, Tyrese.
There's no another year.
I need another year.
Tyrese balled in the playoffs this year. He balled playoffs last year. In the regular season, he was good. There's a reason why he was an all-star.
That's not enough.
Reason why?
That's not enough. I respect it, 100%.
Tyrese Maxey. Oh no, guys that are better than like guys that are better than. See, the thing with Trae Young is yes, he's such a, and that's the thing again about being so like when you're bad at defense. Sometimes your offense just kind of just clears a lot of people's.
But he's
oafs.
Like terrible.
No, he's terrible. He's absolutely terrible. He's like one of the worst. But he's been better this year. I will give him that. He actually did try this. He has been. If you look at his numbers, they have been better than what he's been put up. And another thing is, as bad as Trae Young played in against the Philly with Ben Simmons guarding him, because Ben Simmons was not no slouch guarding him, he still took his team to the ECF. He fluky as it was, he still took him there. Fluky as it was.
Okay.
But I take Ja over him. I take Brunson over him.
Yeah.
I take SG. SGA is weird because he's just like, I don't know if he's a 1 or a 2.
He's a 1.
He's a 1. He's really a tweener.
Because you can't put Josh Giddey as their 1.
But he's kind of
can. You can't put Lou Dort.
You can put Jay Giddey because he can't shoot and he's actually a really good playmaker.
Playmaking is all he has, though.
That's exactly why he's kind of a 1. Giddey's a 1. He's really a point guard. Like he's legit a point guard. But he just plays with SGA. So
he's a point forward. He just can't get no points.
Yeah. Okay. So Jalen Brunson, SGA, Luka, Steph Curry, John Morant,
De'Aaron Fox. No, don't do that.
Those get a little.
De'Aaron?
They get a little like. If you want, they get a little.
Like I think he's better than D'Angelo Russell, but De'Aaron though,
bro, come on! Like D'Angelo Russell's not even in this conversation right now. Like, he's not even like. DeJounte's better than him. Like, I'm not even going to disrespect DeJounte with that crap.
Wow, that's crazy from you.
That's crazy.
You finally he finally gets one.
And oh, crap. You know who name I didn't say he's better than DeJounte Murray? Freaking Jamal Murray. Why did I not say him? Oh, my God.
In the regular season, no. In the playoffs, yeah.
No, he's better than him, period. I don't care.
No.
Period. Like, if I had to take one or the other, I'm taking
Jamal Murray's he's a regular dude in the regular season.
So is Jimmy Butler. But in the playoffs, yeah.
Okay, but that's different.
No, don't say that. Don't do that. Because you're trying to take Tatum over him. So if you're gonna do that, you nah.
And Tatum's a regular dude in the regular season too.
He plays better than his numbers be better than Jimmy. Let's just say that.
In the regular season,
hey.
But in the playoffs,
look,
I'm definitely not taking him there.
Look, between Trae Young and De'Aaron Fox, because I'll be real, De'Aaron Fox isn't the defender you really think he is at times. Like he's not. He could be elite defender, but he ain't always an elite defender. Let's not.
Of course not. But he also shares the offensive hub duties with Sabonis.
He is, and I think
and those two individually are 80% of the offense, and then you have the every other game from Malik Monk, and then what's his name, Keegan Murray.
Yeah, and before DeJounte, Trae Young was the offense. Yeah. And then he took him to the playoffs, and he took him to the ECF. So like, when I have to look at accomplishments as well to add into that stuff, and like, but if I'm going like it's like who is better to build around? personally, De'Aaron Fox. Now I'm not like building around De'Aaron Fox, but better because shooting is definitely Trae Young. De'Aaron Fox has him at finishing at the rim. Playmaking, Trae Young clears him. He clears him. Defensively, De'Aaron Fox clears him. Clutchness, you can lean De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah.
You can definitely lean De'Aaron Fox.
That's the correct answer.
You can lean that. You could argue, if you want to argue some Trae Young, because he's had some clutch playoff moments, which, again, you got to think, because, like, to me, De'Aaron Fox's biggest clutch moments have happened in regular season games. Because even when I want to say, when they were in the playoffs against the Warriors, I think I'm not saying he had bad games. No, don't get me wrong. He had no bad games. And he had some clutch games. But I think Trae Young's had some big games, some big playoff clutch moments as well, too. And they might just be just a slight bit more clutcher. But I also know that I think De'Aaron Fox won Clutch Player of the Year one year.
Yeah.
So it's a lean. I'm leaning De'Aaron Fox. I'm going to lean him.
That is the correct answer, by the way. But continue.
I'm going to lean. Okay. So they're a toss-up. Like, they're really a toss-up right there. Like, that's where it gets to a toss-up. Yeah, and then, like, if
I have to lean. I think you lean De'Aaron Fox because of how bad the defense is. Because it's not like oh, he's kind of bad. Like, it's like he's terrible. Like, he's objectively bad. Like, I think Jalen Brunson's probably a little bit better on defense than
he's one of the worst. But again, offensively, it's just like sometimes when your offense just clears everything else that someone does, it's just kind of just how it be sometimes. And it's just like, yeah.
But that defense is too much of a negative, brother.
It's definitely a negative.
I can't escape that one.
But hey, man, no. So yeah, DeJounte Murray's not in that flock. Those guys are like superstar stars. DeJounte Murray right now is a borderline all-star.
Define superstar for me.
Superstar? I think your superstar is a guy who can be because I'm going to be real. I think your superstar. Okay, so superstars are really like your 1A guys. So I think it's like superstars are like your 1A. Your stars are like your slightly like 1B-ish guys. 1B, 2B.
So question.
Yes.
Do you think that every team can have a superstar, or do you?
No.
Okay, so my definition of a superstar, if this player's on your team, I think at worst, they can guarantee you conference finals. I'm not going to say finals, but I think I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, by having this player on your team, it automatically makes you a contender, because there's only been probably 3 or 4 of those guys.
See,
but I think they make you a conference finals team. Like, really?
I don't agree to that, because Joel Embiid ain't made it to not one yet. So
you know how I feel about Joel Embiid.
Yeah, but he's a superstar. Like, let's not get him wrong. Like, he is a superstar. There's no debate. He's a superstar. If you win, whining aside, if you're top 3 in MVP,
he's a regular season superstar. Yes, he is.
If you're top 3 in MVP voting, you have to be considered a superstar. No hate, like hating and all. Like even I don't fuck with him, but like you still gotta give him his credit. Like,
okay, so question: Would we think that with his skill set fully healthy, he should, in theory, be able to take Philly to the conference finals?
Yes,
because I don't think he's ever made it out of the second round. He's always been a first or second round exit.
Yeah, no, he's never made it out of the second round.
Yeah.
No, he's never made it out of the
But
second
he
round.
should. Like, I think each year we've considerably said he should have.
He should have.
Yeah. Okay. So then I think my definition is pretty accurate.
Okay, if you're saying
he's
like
one of the he's an asterisk.
If you're saying should have,
yeah. In theory, with this person on your team,
can.
you should have at the least make the conference finals. Now, obviously, if there's more than 8 superstars or right around there, everybody can't make it. There's only 4 spots.
Right. So this is what kind of kills you then, right? Since you said that, Trae Young made it Eastern Conference Finals, but De'Aaron Fox hasn't, and you just kind of argue you say De'Aaron Fox. So see, like,
okay, so my question, I didn't say De'Aaron Fox was a superstar. I love De'Aaron Fox, but I don't think he's a superstar though.
So
I don't think Trae Young's a superstar though either.
Trae Young's a star.
He's a star, yeah.
He's a star.
I don't think he's a superstar
because I don't think he's a number 1.
This is crazy, but I haven't thought KD's been a superstar in a minute. Is that crazy?
KD's definitely.
He's definitely a star, but I don't think he's been a superstar for a minute.
He's a star now. He's definitely a star now. I can agree to him being a star. He might be a superstar in terms of like his name's Kevin Durant, still sells shoes, stuff like that. But he is a star. He's definitely a star. I don't think he's the number one.
Yeah, that's been obvious for a little bit.
I think he's just not number one. I think Ant's a superstar. I think Luka's a superstar. I think Shea's a superstar. I think Ja's a superstar. I wholeheartedly believe Ja's a superstar.
He's on the fence. I have to see Ja after all this.
He's gonna be balling. They're gonna come back on a mission.
Torn labrum too?
Yeah, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. Science is better.
He says science is better.
Jalen Brunson's a superstar.
I'll give you that.
I don't even care.
I will give you that.
I don't care if they don't make the ECA. He's a superstar.
I will give you that one. He's played out of his mind.
He is a superstar, in my opinion. Jimmy is I don't think Jimmy's a superstar anymore. I'm gonna be real. I don't think Jimmy's a number one anymore.
Oh,
I don't think he's at number one anymore. I think last year was the last time we'll see.
That was the last best chance they'll get
of him being the number one going to the finals. I'm not saying he can't go to another finals. I just don't think he's the number one anymore. I think he's like 35, 36 going on.
Really? I thought he was like 34, 30.
No, he's a little older now. He's a little older because he's definitely a little older.
I think he's 34.
Hey, what time does Cookout close? He's 34.
Okay, yeah. All right. Well, we almost done now. Yeah. But
5 a.m. Wait, wait.
No, don't trust that one.
Yeah, this is different. Whoa. This ain't even in my location.
Brother, it's all over the place.
Yeah, no, this thing is something crazy. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully,
we're almost there. We're good.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I'll probably say I'll give up to 12 superstars out. Because I don't think half the league can have superstars, because half the league shouldn't be borderline contending teams.
Yeah.
So I'd say there's probably 10 to 12ish without them being named. Definitely there's a couple fringe ones, but I wouldn't give it to them. And there's just some teams that just don't have it at all.
Yeah,
and that's fine.
That's fine.
Or there's a young guy that might have the ability to do it, but he just has to, put a little bit more icing on the cake.
Yeah,
and that's okay. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, as always, this has been another episode of The Playoff Picture with your boy Wraith Hoops and my boy Darion. You know what I'm saying? We went a little bit long, so you guys will catch this as two separate parts, whether it be part 1 or part 2. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. And, drop a super chat, donate, become a member of the channel to help support the content, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But with that being said, good morning, good evening, and good night, no matter where you guys are on the globe watching. Thanks for tuning in. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.
In the next one.
Peace.
Yeah.